Today being Armed Forces Remembrance Day, news across Nigeria salutes our fallen heroes in the Nigerian Armed Forces. Welcome to this edition. I'm Olumide Macaulay. On the program today, Nigeria honors her fallen heroes. Herdsmen in Plateau State extend the olive branch. And Imo State Governor Rocha Sokorocha swears in new commissioners, tells them get to work. We begin in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, the north-central region of the country. President Muhammadu Buhari has communicated with officers and men of the Nigerian Armed Forces in the war front, urging them to ensure that they win the war against Boko Haram in Borno State in northeast Nigeria. The president put the call across using digital services and live streaming improvised by the Nigerian Army at the National Arcade. The event, which is used to honor the veterans who are alive as well as the families of the departed, also featured inspection of the Guard of Honor as mounted by the Guard Brigade. Other government officials who joined the president in the laying of the wreath include Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, Senate President Dr. Bukola Saraki, and the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Honorable Yakubu Dogara. The annual Armed Forces Remembrance Day was also observed in the southwest by the Lagos State government at the Tafawa Balewa Square in Lagos.
The only message we have for them is that to wish them the best, for the families they left behind, to wish them the best of everything they wish for themselves. Because it's been so painful, it's been sad, but we thank God that perhaps several members of the families they left behind, many of them will have overcome the grief, really. But what we can only pray for them is that they continue to prosper and they continue to make it in life.
Elsewhere, but in keeping with honoring those who are dearly departed, Sir Ahmadu Bello was the first Premier of Northern Nigeria from 1954 to 1966. He was assassinated on the 15th of January 1966, along with other prominent Nigerians like Sir Tafawa Balewa and Ladoke Akintola and Festus Okoche-Eboh. The action led to the Civil War, which lasted for 3 years from 1967 to 1970. Many years later, Northern leaders have gathered in Kaduna in northwest Nigeria to remember the late Premier, seen not just as a political figure, but also a spiritual leader, as he was also the Sardana of Sokoto.
The story of Nigeria is incomplete without the mention of certain events like the Aba Women Riot of 1929, the introduction of the currency in 1959, the independence of 1960, and the Civil War, which threatened to split the nation between 1967 and 1970. Sadly, the war that claimed millions of lives began with the loss of prominent Nigerians. Prime Minister Sir Tafawa Balewa, Premier of the Western Region Ladoke Akintola, and the Premier of the Northern Region, Sir Ahmadu Bello, who is being celebrated here in Kaduna State. Elder statesmen, governors, and traditional rulers present take turns to extol the late Premier.
On this occasion, we are remembering history. The purpose of history is to know the past in order to adjust the present and plan for the future. We have to revisit the past to know what the past was, so that we may adjust the present and plan our future. Yes, Sardana, Sir Ahmadu Bello of Sokoto, Sir Ahmadu Bello of Northern Nigeria, Sir Ahmadu Bello of Nigeria, Sir Ahmadu Bello of Africa, Sir Ahmadu Bello of the world.
Adding voice is President Muhammadu Buhari, represented by the Kaduna State Governor, Nasir El-Rufai. The president urges leaders to strive to be as incorruptible as Ahmadu Bello was.
He did as he said and did not say one thing and did another. Ahmadu Bello represented the essence of truly transformational leadership. I urge all of us with public leadership responsibilities to learn the lessons from the events of today. And what are these lessons? The President asked. When you lead with honesty and integrity in the service of humanity, the society never forgets you. Even if you are killed, and even if you leave no wealth behind, may the Almighty Allah forgive all our patriots like Sir Ahmadu Bello, Sir Abubakar Tafawa Balewa, Brigadier Memalari, and all the others, Kur Mohammed and so on, that died in the honest service of our country 50 years ago.
Although the war ended on the 15th of January 1970, the scars of the period still lingers. How we as a nation rise from the lessons learned from the lives of heroes like Sir Ahmadu Bello will determine if we truly understand what they died for.
Also in the northern part of the country, but elsewhere, the governor of Borno State, and that is Kashim Shettima, has commended the efforts of the military in fighting Boko Haram insurgents in the northeast. The governor, who was in Kaduna also for the 5th anniversary of the late premier of the northern region, Sir Ahmadu Bello, expressed satisfaction over the military's performance so far. Governor Shettima also disclosed that the northern governors are working assiduously to address the issue of unemployment in the region.
Administration came to power. About 20 local government areas in Borno were under the occupation of the Boko Haram. Most of these local governments have been liberated, except for some hiccups we are having in the hinterland. But believe me, the Boko Haram have been largely degraded. They no longer pose a potent threat so that they cannot hold onto a territory in this country again by the grace of God. The present crop of northern leaders, the governors, are ever determined to see that the twin tragedy of poverty and violence are rooted out of the region. And in part, we have to do so in our enlightened self-interest, because the North constitutes 76.5% of the landmass of Nigeria, and at current rate of population growth. By 2050, Nigeria will be the third most populous nation on earth, and 70% of Nigerians will live in the North. So it's in our enlightened self-interest to work for the people, to create jobs, make a holistic approach towards addressing the socio-economic needs of the region.
Borno State Governor Kashim Shettima speaking of the Boko Haram insurgency and the economy in the northeast. You're watching news across Nigeria. In Plateau State, a truce between the herdsmen and the farmers. Stay with us.